Ladies and gentlemen, Kocosports.com is proud to present Wrestle AM. That's right, it's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And you got the Coco crew here holding down the fort. First, you got yours truly here, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here, shaking the room live from beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. And of course, join me, my compadre, the founder, the CEO of LoveMeSomeAsian.com, talking about Dave Kokotis. What is up, Dave?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just fighting a good fight. So, Raw was an interesting one. So down in the comments below, please put win, loss, or tie. We do have some votes in Facebook land. Andy Pap says Raw is awesome. Roman Reigns stole the show. Fran Yelly, Buggin just goes off about the fans. So we'll hit that topic later because it's a very popular topic that the fans are the reason. It's like the CM Punk pipe bomb. So I thought we'd hit that topic first. But overall, win, loss, or tie?
Ooh.
Man. You want to go first?
Yeah,
it is a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me. Overall, I'm going to be merciful, and I'm going to say tie, but that's being very generous. So I'm going to straight up go tie.
So in the comments below, please put win, loss, or tie. Me, I'm worried about the storm in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. It's a big storm, so if we lose anyone, I apologize. But yeah, as far as win, loss, or tie, I'm gonna go a weak loss, and the reason why is Dolph Ziggler was awesome. The Dolph Ziggler situation was awesome. Stole the show, But the reason I'm giving it a loss and not a strong loss is this is the go-home show. We just saw this main event on SmackDown, if you watch all the shows. This is the go-home show. And the only reason it's not a strong loss is because Dolph Ziggler and Money in the Bank is usually good no matter what. And I think they're banking on that. You know, they're going to have a title. There's going to be a new champion guaranteed because of Daniel Bryan injury. And Money in the Bank, I think, has probably been one of the best pay-per-views of the year since its first one. So I'm going to give it a weak loss, and you're going to give it a tie. Please, in the comments, Andy Paps says win on the Facebooks, but please, in the comments, put win, loss, or tie. Now, I just want to get something before we break it down. Franielli says, you know, it's the WWE's, it's the fans' fault that the WWE sucks. And I'm just going to read his comments, if that's cool with you. Let me elaborate on this idea. We are the WWE universe, whether it be the IWC casual fans or circus fans. We call circus fans people who are going to buy tickets no matter how good or bad WWE is because it's in town. We are fans at the end of the day, and we might not like the product creatively, but we're going to keep on watching and hope it gets better. This is why WWE treats us this way. They know that we have passion about the product, so it does not matter how bad they fuck up. They know we still will be there hoping for better. They might throw us a bone or two from time to time. But they've already think they have us by the balls. And he's talking in general. So, Boom, do you want to hit us up first, or do you want me to go first?
No, please go first. I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
I agree and disagree. I think this is a monopoly. I know Jim Ross and other people want TNA to do good. Like, people that are not even in TNA want to do good. Because if TNA got a 2.0 and the product was good, or there was a legit competition, they wouldn't do this. I think the problem with WWE is they're a monopoly, and they don't know how to connect to the audience. And there's an advantage to that. But to say the fans will keep watching, that's just not true. Me and Booms, we're very older than most of our audience. I could tell you, people that I used to love watching wrestling with in the Marine Corps don't watch wrestling anymore. People I used to love watching wrestling in college with don't like wrestling. People that used to love watching wrestling. People inside the wrestling business that used to love watching wrestling. The ratings during the Monday Night Wars were tremendously high. Tremendously high. Now, granted, part of that is, in the rating system, if you bounce back and forth, you count as watching two shows if you're in a Nielsen house. So that is one of the factors. But still, they were crazy high, sometimes over 8. As far as attendance, their house shows are down, and everything is down except WrestleMania. And not only that, but the biggest slap in the face, where I don't think there's as much loyalty as people think there are, the WWE Network is completely awesome. It is a pro wrestling fan's dream. If you came to me 5, 10, 20, 50 years, I'm not that old, but if you came to me and said, listen, this is the WWE Network, it's only going to cost $10, my head would fucking explode and throw money at the screen. They still haven't reached their goal. Their stock prices have gone down. And if it wasn't for the fans bitching, the product would be worse. The product would be way worse. You got to remember, now, it depends. There's some people that like, it was all part of the plan. And if you're one of those people, there's no talking to you. Good to go. You believe what you're going to believe. There's a Barry Horowitz. You're on your way. But the reality is, if it wasn't for the fans complaining, we would have got Batista versus Randy Orton in the main event of WrestleMania. The only product that does good is WrestleMania. And the reason why WrestleMania does so good is because it's the Super Bowl. So people are going to watch it. And people that are like, oh, I haven't watched wrestling in forever, I'll still watch WrestleMania. And that's, to me, so I don't think it's the fans. Now, I do think there is a generation of fans called the Facebook fans, the non-passionate fans, the sports guys who just want the views on their wrestling channel. I do believe there are those fans. And I do believe there are fans that, like right now I'm arguing with a guy on Facebook, and he's really not a wrestling fan. He is the guy that I just watch wrestling so that I can make fun of passionate wrestling fans. And you're always going to have those guys, without a doubt. But to say it's the fans' fault, I don't think that's the case. I think it's a monopoly that doesn't have legit competition. They're lazy and fat and old, and since they don't have any competition, they're not really going to fire all their best buddies. It's the fucking, I started from the bottom, now we're here syndrome. And they're not going to get rid of their best buddies. They're going to fucking ride this shit out because they have a monopoly, and they don't know how to connect to the audience. It's like, holy fuck, we're the only company in town. You know, people are like, TNA. Dude, TNA hasn't got a 1.0 in fucking 12 years. I'm being sarcastic. Don't fucking, that's one thing. WWE fans, give yourself a Barry Horowitz, because at least you understand sarcasm. For real, when I do TNA Impact reviews, I'll be like, TNA hasn't had a good show in 27 years. I'm like, it's already been in business for 12 years and 6 days. Shut the fuck up! But no. But I don't think it's the fans' fault, and I honestly think it's a monopoly that is completely out of touch, that, well, there's no real competition, so we're going to stick what we know. And I honestly think that's what it is. I don't think it's the fans' fault for keep going back, because when you get older, I don't know how old Franielli is, but when you get older, yeah, it might feel like you have a lot of pro wrestling fans, but they'll stop watching. And it's not because, oh, they got into girls. It's not, oh, because they, I mean, that's going to happen, I assure you. I don't know how old you are. But the reality is, you stop getting tired of watching it. I guarantee, if it wasn't for our podcasting, Booms would probably stop watching. He's like, I ain't watching this shit. I got shit to do. So a lot of it is just the numbers ain't there to back that up. They are a very good marketing company that is making profit so far. But they're doing everything short term, and it's going to hurt long term. And that's why WWE's not a good investment, and that's why their stock went down. I honestly believe that, yeah, I don't believe it's the fans' fault. I do believe there is a new generation of Facebook fans that absolutely love pissing off passionate fans. I think there is a base of fans for that. But as far as WWE saying, oh, we don't give a fuck about the fans, no, they do, because they don't want to be embarrassed. That's basically it. They care about the fans as much as they don't want to be embarrassed. And, yeah, so, do you agree, disagree? Booms?
Looking at this, no, I don't think the fans are to blame. I think they take advantage of their hardcore fans. They take advantage of people who are really passionate about it, who want to see WWE, particularly the superstars, succeed. They want to see them succeed. They want to see the best guys get out there and wrestle. So they want them to be successful, and they use it against them. Here's how. They know that they've got this dedicated little, and now granted, this demographic is shrinking by the day here, but they've got this nice little demographic of hardcore fans. And they know that we've got them no matter what. They're going to bitch, they're going to complain, they're going to blog about it, they're going to vlog about it on YouTube, they're going to tell their friends on Facebook it sucked, but you know what? They'll be watching the next Monday night. And then they'll watch the pay-per-view and then write about how much it sucked. What they're trying to do is, why they've got that hardcore group of fans, is they're trying to branch out, because ultimately I believe that the McMahons are embarrassed to say that they're pro wrestling promoters. Why do you think they call themselves sports entertainment? Why do you think it's now the WWE really doesn't stand for anything? I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be World Wrestling Entertainment, but they say it in such a way where it just really doesn't mean anything, just WWE. There you go. I think that they have in their minds who they think are the superstars, who they think should be the top guys, who they think should be the champions, who they think should be promoted, who they think should be promoted, because when they go up to their little cocktail parties in Stamford, Connecticut, they want to trot out somebody like John Cena. Do you think they want to trot out somebody like Daniel Bryan, or do they want to trot out somebody like Dolph Ziggler? No. They want to trot out people like Randy Orton. They want to trot out people like Sheamus. And that's the thing. Once you get marked as one of the Golden Boys, you're set for life, because it doesn't matter how bad you actually are, how much you actually fuck up, how much the fans actually fucking despise you. It's no, just give it time, because they don't want to admit that they made a mistake. And when they see guys on the undercard, picking up, they don't want to admit they made a mistake and they didn't notice this person's talent. No, they're going to fucking bury him. They're going to fucking humiliate him and try to break that momentum that they have, that fan, that
fan interaction.
Yes, that interaction. Thank you. The people pulling for them. They're going to try to snap that so that they'll cheer for one of their guys, and then they'll boo the guys that they want them to boo, because they want to control their audience so much. And I think it frustrates them, because they can't do it. They haven't broken us yet. In fact, we got one up on them, as Dave mentioned, with WrestleMania 30. And I think they're kind of fucking, better at us, the fans, because we essentially forced them to change their main event. Because otherwise, they probably would have been booed out of the building. They probably wouldn't have got as many sales, and they were having to kiss our ass because, oh shit, now we need them to spend $10 a month for our WWE network. So I honestly don't think it's the fans' fault. I think it's the fans they're taking advantage of. I think it's just them being stubborn. And as Dave said, if there was legit competition, this would not be an issue. If Global Force Wrestling turns out to be just phenomenal, I think things will change. If New Japan finally makes their infiltration into the United States, I think there'll be a change. If Ring of Honor blows up now and starts poppy ratings on a major network, you will definitely see changes. But right now, they don't have to be good, and they know it, and so they're going to drag ass and piss on what we think.
We're going to go to live comments in a second. I just want to just counterpoint some of the things you said. I don't believe the hardcore fans stay. And I say this because
I said that demographic is shrinking by the day, so I do acknowledge.
Okay. Yeah, because
getting smaller, but they're still there. It's just getting smaller.
Yeah, and I just want to prove this because, like, me and Booms, we've been doing this as a hobby for what, 10, 20 years in different aspects. I used to do real radio. You know what I mean? But when we first met each other, I don't know how long ago, how many other YouTubers / podcasters were there? There was a hell of a lot more than there are now. And also the fans fucked them on a television deal. The network is fucked because of fans' loyalty. And not all that, but I didn't say this. I believe it was someone smarter, either PW Insider or Meltzer, someone said, this is what they get for being entertainment. They don't get those NASCAR deals. They don't get the NFL, NHL deals. They're like, oh, it's just entertainment. Where if they stuck with sports instead of entertainment, they probably would have got more money. And I don't think the product is going to be good until SummerSlam pay-per-view and in September. They are going to be sucking our balls. You're like, but what happens in September? All those people who first signed up for the WWE Network have to renew. So September, right now, it's like, oh, watch Stephanie McMahon get puked on. Watch her flop around in mud. Get it? That's not going to be around in September. In September, they're like, we love the fans. Here's everything you've ever wanted. Please. So just in time for my birthday, September. I believe September is going to be a great month because they need those renews and they still have to reach 1 million. And so there's that. All right, let's go to some live comments, then we're going to break it down. I just thought it was a great topic to start the show off with. Franielli says, love me some Asians, LOL. Franielli, thank you for the opening topic. You are MVP. Brandon Moltz, I feel like NXT is like college football. College football had more ratings than NFL. More people like NXT than the actual show. What is your opinion? The last 2 weeks have been a bit hard on NXT. But yes, I agree. I think NXT is a lot better than the WWE product. And what scares me about it, and I think scares most fans about it, is, well, that's who John Cena is going to beat up next. If I was a young guy, I would want to stay down in NXT, especially if the contracts are the same. Franielli's quoting me, I started from the bottom, now we're here syndrome, laughing, ha ha ha. And Blake, Raw tonight was a win for me. All right. For one main reason, the dreaded second hour was actually pretty good compared to the past 100, since they went to the 3-hour format. And that's a good point. That is a good point, so thank you. Aaron Moore, win for me too. I thought there'd be a lot more negative. It seems like the YouTube commenters, whoa, I don't think I would ever have said this in my life. Booms, get back, sit down, you're going to be shocked. I think the YouTube commenters are being more positive than the rest of the internet. So that's a good thing. Did not see that one coming. So Reddit, I want to say congratulations. You are now the most negative place on the internet. YouTube commenters, have your moment of glory. Don't worry. It's usually the assholes who come a day later looking for illegal content. But, for now, YouTube, give yourself a pat on the back. Aaron Moore says, win for me. Bo, Big E, Dolph, Barrett, Ambrose, and Guerrero really stood out to me tonight. I can't wait till Sunday. Kocosports rules. Thank you, Aaron Moore. And one more message, then we're going to break this down. All right. The Nerdman 2. First off, awesome name. Second off, he has a question. Is Roman Reigns overrated? Ooh, this is tough. And what will happen when people turn against Reigns and Bryan eventually? I think the gimmick has as much shelf life as John Cena. All right. Is Roman Reigns overrated? That is Nerdman, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. That's a video and a half right there. I think he's being pushed to the moon. I don't think he's ready to be pushed to the moon, but I think he's better than John Cena, Batista, and Randy Orton now than they ever been. So I think it's a step up. I don't think he's as great as Rob, our Shield correspondent, says. I don't think he's as great as people are putting him over now. But I think right now he's their golden boy, and as far as golden boys go, he is better now than John Cena ever was. Will people turn on Bryan eventually? I don't think anyone's turned on Bryan. I think more people are talking about turning on Bryan than actually turning on Bryan. I don't know. I think he's injured. I think he's going to come back to a huge pop, but I don't know how serious his neck injury is. But I'm a little more worried about it than the average fan. But I think as much shelf life as John Cena. Maybe like creative-wise, but we don't know because we haven't seen their full potential. That's a little bit too jumpy at, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what their potential is because John Cena's been out for 11 years. Roman Reigns has been out on his own for a month. So I'm not really sure if we could say he has the same shelf life as John Cena just yet. I mean, that's more of an opinion thing, but yeah, is he overrated? I don't know. He's definitely the golden boy, but when you put him up to other golden boys, he's more talented this young. I think Roman Reigns is more talented now than John Cena ever was. Because I used to say Roman Reigns is more talented when John Cena first started. But really, I mean, WWE.com did a poll of John Cena's best matches, and his first match ever was his 10th best match. So has he really fucking improved? So yeah, I don't think anyone's going to turn their back on Daniel Bryan. I think that's just people saying they're going to do that. I could be wrong. I've not met a person online or in real life that said, oh, I fucking hate Daniel Bryan. I just hear people go, oh, the internet's turning on him. No, I don't see that. And as far as Reigns, I could see the internet turning on him if they keep pushing him down our throats. But with that said, I think this young in his career, he's already better than the last 3 Golden Boys. So it's a step up. All right. 2 more. Brandon Maltz says, loss for me. There, how's your negative? All right, so Brandon Maltz is bringing some of that internet negativity back. The Nerdman 2 says, plus big fan of your show. Thank you, Nerdman 2. I really appreciate those kind words. All right, Booms. We got some comments out of the way. We got a tough topic out of the way. Some YouTubers are positive about this. Some people are negative. You think tie. I think we've lost. Let's break it down.
All right, now this show started off with Stephanie McMahon calling Vicky Guerrero to the ring over last week's debacle where she got thrown up on, and then put Roman Reigns into the Money in the Bank qualifying match, the over-the-top Battle Royal. Won that. She threatened to fire her, but then Vicky said that she'll do anything, and it wound up being challenged to a match, so it was going to be Stephanie McMahon versus Vicky Guerrero. And in a funny way, Dave, normally anything involving Stephanie McMahon I want nothing to do with, but when I heard, those two are going to have a match, I actually kind of want to see that. This is actually kind of something I want to see, and she said, because Stephanie had brought up Eddie Guerrero, said that Vicky had been riding his coattails. And then Vicky came back and said that, her husband did teach her 3 things. That's how to lie, cheat, and steal. Damn it, I fucked that up. And I was like, all right, this is on, I've been wanting to see Stephanie McMahon get her comeuppance for a while, and I'm like, this is kind of out of nowhere, but I do like it. It fits within the continuity of the storylines. So, Dave, I know normally I didn't think I would like something like this. If somebody said, hey, boom, look, Vicky Guerrero and Stephanie McMahon are going to fight it out, I've been like, I don't really care. But when they put it in the context like this, I actually was interested in seeing it. Did you get the same out of the opening that I did? Did you like, the kind of the setup?
This is one of the few cases. I'm really anti-spoiler. I try to stay away from spoilers as much as I can. This is one of the few instances where spoilers has helped. If I didn't know Vicky was really leaving, I wouldn't have given a shit. The only reason I gave a shit is like, wow, how are they going to give Vicky a send-off? A lot of people were saying thank you, Vicky, on Twitter. She really had to go through some bullying behind the scene and in front of the camera. Be a star. And she was a trooper. And she, at first, what Stephanie said, she's just, living off Eddie Guerrero's legacy and all that. At first, it really was true. Anyone that remembers when Vicky Guerrero first came out, she literally was Eddie Guerrero's wife. But she worked so hard to improve as a character. Love her or hate her, she's really improved.
I would like to mention, Dave, that she did drop a ton of weight since she went on WWE.
Dude, we'll get to it. I find Vicky Guerrero sexy. There, I said it. I like the bigger, older women. But that's going to come back to haunt me. Yeah, I thought this the first time. If I didn't know the spoilers on the internet, I probably would not find any interest in this whatsoever. I'd probably have shit all over it. But since I really knew Vicky was going, I found it a little bit intriguing. So, spoilers don't always ruin wrestling. That's what we learned today, kids. And knowing is half the battle. All right, next.
Sorry. Okay, first match here, you had one half of the tag team champions, Jimmy Uso, taking on one half of the Wyatt family, Luke Harper. And the thing was, I could still see the stench of John Cena on the Usos. Like, they were walking out, you see like in cartoons, little drawings, that little squiggly lines to indicate they smell. I could just see that, but it was like just this reek of John Cena still, just coming off of them. And I'm like, I want to like this, but I really can't. But the match was just brief, and I'm like, wait a minute, Teddy Long's been fired, so there's no way they're going to have a tag team match. But no, as soon as Luke Harper got the win with a hell of a lariat, Jey Uso challenged Eric Rowan to an impromptu match. That jumped in the ring. That went to the ring, and then they kind of zipped through that, and Jey Uso got the win on Eric Rowan, so to speak, they're tied 1-1. and they've got a match coming up at Money in the Bank here for the tag team titles. Dave, here's my thing. I'm not necessarily opposed to this. I kind of like how it's going, but believe it or not, both of these matches combined took up less than 5 minutes of TV time.
Yeah, tonight was the king of short matches, and to me, maybe that's why I thought it was a loss.
Short match right now.
Yeah, it was just short match after short match. When we first started this channel, all we did was Raw reviews and pay-per-view profits. But slowly but surely, we're expanding it. We keep planning on expanding it. Thank you, Internet Imagery, for supporting us. But back in the day, I didn't watch SmackDown. I really didn't watch Main Event. I was like, oh, we'll do a Raw review and talk pay-per-views. That's it. And then we just keep expanding. But now we're covering every major WWE story, including a weekend review, which you can like, comment, subscribe to our channel to find out. But dude, this is all on fucking SmackDown and Main Event. This Raw, literally, if you watch every show, every main show, you saw 90% of these matches and storylines. The Main Event was on SmackDown. And granted, it was a little bit of a different finish, but still, it was on SmackDown. But these, I liked it. I hate the fact that it was short, but I like the booking because it's old school WCW. I feel like I'm saying the same fucking thing from a previous show. Well, you put on the same fucking matches, I'm going to say the same fucking things. But it's old school WCW where the tag team guys battle each other, one-on-one matches, one wins, one loses. Oh my God, who's going to win at the pay-per-view? It's very old school WCW booking. I like that a lot. And yeah, John, I don't think the Usos will ever be cool again. And either of the Wyatts. And these guys were a lot cooler before John Cena interfered with them. But yeah, so the matches were short. Bray Wyatt came out. It was promoting. It's just WCW booking. That's all I could say. They need to go a little bit longer. All right, go ahead.
And I should mention that Rowan Harper came out to some new entry music. It wasn't Broken Out in Love. It was actually a harmonica version of He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. I should just note that because I know somebody's going to bring that up. But anyway.
Yeah, I kind of popped for that. I like that stuff. I know some people are on the fence about it, but I like that. All right.
All right. Next, Rusev and Lana made fun of the United States in front of the Capitol. Whoop-de-doo. Next here we
have... My whole thing is, hold on, before whoop-de-doo, I hate the government. There, I said it. I hate all governments.
No, Dave.
I hate parties. Hold on.
You are under oath right now. Hate is not the word that you use. There's a stronger word than hate to describe how you feel about the United States government, and it's not hate, sir.
Most governments.
Your vocabulary and find a different word.
Most governments I absolutely hate, but yeah, America I really hate just because I used to work for them. But
kind of a shitty employee.
With that said, I think Vince McMahon is just like me. You ever notice most of these storylines are like, fuck America, fuck the government, right in a pooper. Like, everyone was fucking getting their cracks on how bad the government was. And I enjoyed it, but I was like, wow, I never thought Vince hated it as much as I did. But, all right, go on. Next match.
All right, here. Next, we see Paige was welcomed out to the ring for commentary. They set up the match here. It was Alicia Fox versus Naomi with Cameron. Cameron was not in the corner of her Funkadactyl teammate. She was actually on commentary. Now, this actually went, believe it or not, this one match actually went longer than the last two matches. So let that one sink in. I mean, they're pushing Alicia Fox with the new crazy woman gimmick, which somebody asked if that's kind of racist, and I was like, well, I don't know. I
think it's just dumb. I don't know about racist.
Yeah, I don't know if it's racist. And then somebody brought up a good point. It's only racist if you think it's racist because you already have some kind of deep-seated negative opinion of African American women. And I was like, you know what? That makes the most sense ever. You know, it's like, I don't think that's how black women really act, so no, I don't think this is racist. I just think it's just a crazy character. I mean, if she was white, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So, you know what? I don't think Alicia Fox is.
I think this is way too deep of a topic for a Raw review.
Yeah,
I'm playing it in my head, and I'm like, well, if that's the case, then every racist statement could be defended by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You know, let's say the most racist thing in the world. Okay, let's make up a race so no one's offended. Purple people. Purple people like Max Coffee, by the way. not a product placement. I'm actually addicted to this. But purple people like Max Coffee, and then you see Max Coffee and like, ah ha ha, are you a purple person? Well, you know, then you use that logic. You're like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. I just think this is way too deep of a topic, but I always find race situations kind of funny because they did a study at a university here in Tokyo, and people that said they were a little bit racist were the most not racist people in the group. Like, people that are like, oh, no, I'm not racist, I'm not racist. Well, when they went through tests, they found out they were just a little bit less racist than people who just admit they're racist. So I think this is way too big of a topic for a wrestling review show.
Yes, it is. But anyway, she took on Naomi. A lot of things, I think, I do like guest commentary, but I think, you know, Cameron's going to have to get better because she was like, you know, whatever, you got lucky. And just, Paige just said, yeah, I got lucky against you twice. Yeah, of course I respect Naomi. She actually beat me. You know, so and Alicia Fox, she's just, you know, I would have brought that up. It's like, yeah, Alicia Fox beat me too. You haven't. So what does that tell you? Something like that. You know, it's like, you know what, you want your opportunity. I mean, just kept fucking burying her. And Alicia Fox, god damn, where the hell has this woman been? She is dramatically improving the ring. Naomi held her own, and thank God she didn't use that. I hated her fucking finisher, the rear view. It's like, okay, you're going to throw an opponent and you're going to let them run into your ass.
I don't know. There's a little bit of part. Maybe it's because I love hockey, sumo, and judo. There's a little part that always made me giggle about that. I was like,
yeah.
But,
now, granted, I would like to crawl in the ring with those two, and we just do a nice impression of an Oreo cookie. But that's neither here nor there. The match itself actually was pretty good, and they've got it set up now with Naomi taking the win. You've got Naomi versus Paige at the pay-per-view, and they're teasing the breakup of the Funkadactyls. Dave, for one, are you excited or kind of sad or indifferent to the Funkadactyls breaking up? You know, Brodus is no longer there. Not that that mattered. They both got their side career with Total Divas, and I think the reason why they're better yet, who do you think is going to benefit the most from the breakup, Cameron or Naomi?
Who's the one wrestling right now, not the cheerleader? Let me be completely honest. Hold on. Let me be completely honest. Booms. I'm not going to analyze this. I'm just going to give you the famous I don't give a shit. I mean, I know you're trying to get me to care about the divas, but really, if they improve in the ring, then yeah, I'll root for them. I don't even know their fucking names. Like, if someone held a gun to my head and said, name all the Total Divas, I'd be like, Trish Stratus, Lita, I don't fucking know, Mickey James, leave me alone. I don't give a shit unless they can wrestle. If they improve, I would care. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, Booms. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break down your ESPN moment, but I just had to be honest. I couldn't fake the funk anymore. I had it, as the kids say, keep it reals. All right, Booms, -10 for you. -10.
I'll throw my ESPN moment here. Looking at this, I was actually reminded of an episode of Total Divas because I actually have a woman in my life who likes to watch this show, so I've watched it with her. And you know what? David Cotis may be a little bit better than me at everything now because of that, but that's a different point. There was a point where they had they actually were Trinity and Arion, the Funkadactyls, were talking about maybe splitting up, so they got chances, so they both got singles matches, and they didn't fare very well. And when they both realized that, especially Cameron, was just like, oh yeah, we should really stick together, because it was like, okay, we're not going to be worth a shit on our own. It's going to be totally different because we're actually going to have to carry a whole match. We're going to have to be out on our own, and there's no tagging in and out. And looking at this, I think Naomi's really risen to the top. Cameron, not so much. And I think Naomi is going to do well as a singles wrestler. Cameron, unfortunately, she's going to get buried in the mid-card, and then she's going to get future endeavored. I promise you that. All right.
Who is she dating? Hold on, not so fast. Mr. Total Divas TMZ, who is she dating? Because if she's dating Randy Orton or someone like that, no, she'll have a job.
Actually, she is dating Vinny.
Who the fuck is Vinny?
She's her boyfriend.
She's fucking gone. I don't even know who fucking Vinny is, but oh, Jesus.
Vinny's
Let's go.
not really anybody. I don't know what Vinny does. I know that she got him a
No,
tryout.
hold on, Boobs. The fact that you fucking know the answer to that. No, the correct answer is I don't know. That is the correct answer, Booms. The fact that you know and are breaking this down, shame on you. -10. And -10 because also we have a procedure. Whenever there's a Divas match, we go to live comments. All right. Brandon Maltz laughing at your double stuffed Oreo joke on Facebook. And on the YouTubes, Alex the Sauce Boss, one of my favorite commenters. Win, good matches, and backstage segment. All right. Dave, what the hell? Oh, Malik Douglas, I didn't mean to break your heart. I've been saying a lot of crazy stuff. I don't know what you made you say what the hell. All right. Forsaken, 6261981. Sorry to the Internet Infantry tonight. My Galaxy S4 phone broke on me and couldn't join. Hey, yeah, we didn't have an infantry chat. Because, well, Forsaken basically does all the work in the background, and Forsaken was MIA. Forsaken, I got to email you later. I love Forsaken. There, I said it. Are fans to blame for Raw being bad? No. Malik Douglas, you're late to the party. But all right, let's see what he says. We agree, Malik Douglas. Why crowd participation is vital to American wrestling, and maybe the whole thing together. The fans don't write the show, and the fans don't choose the. Fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you, YouTube. Malik Douglas. I agree with you. I don't even know what the rest of it is. The fans don't choose if Dave masturbates to tranny porn. And I'm like, I agree with you. Know why I don't know the rest of your sentence? Because fucking YouTube's comments suck balls. I'll give Raw a tie, though, by the way. All right, thank you, Forsaken. Miss Jackson, famous member of the Internet Infantry, says, I don't think Big E is the one to talk about great this country is, considering how he got to be in this country. If you know what I mean. Weird how he was talking like a preacher. I didn't get it. Oh, he's just trying to be Mr. USA. He has to play the part of Apollo. I mean, has anyone not seen Rocky IV? Big E says, oh, let's fight. I love America. And Rusev punches the shit out of him. And then he's like, if he dies, he dies. And then Big E, he's dedicated to the part, so he kills himself. And then John Cena saves the day. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, John Cena. Rocky IV. Forsaken says Michael Cole.
People haven't seen Rocky IV.
Dude, I love Rocky IV. I don't like John Cena playing the part of Sylvester Stallone, but I do love me some Rocky IV. Forsaken. Michael Cole seemed to cut down Barry Cameron as well. LOL. I actually smiled, laughed, and enjoyed it. So that's what Forsaken says. Alex the Sauce Boss. Do you believe, like I do, that the whole Goldust and Stardust thing will last for a long time, maybe till WrestleMania? Alex the Sauce Boss, if everything's right in the world, if kittens are cute, and puppies are cute, and babies are the future, if everything's right in the world, they'll stay forever. I hope they stay to WrestleMania. It's getting a good positive reaction, and plus I love the Rhodes Brothers. Mr. Buchanan says, Raw was a loss for me. Week after week, it's the same old shit, and if they really want to do something good for business, they need to get rid of some of the people that are hogging the spotlight for too long. Mr. Buchanan, slow clap, sir. Slow clap. You hit a home run. Thank you, sir, for adding so much to our show. I agree with you 100. Matter of fact, that's plus 1,000 points. And, Internet Infantry points, they're a good economy. They're moving on. I had a joke there, but then I just started stuttering because I started reading the next comment.
Once you get like a million, you can cash them in for a Snickers bar.
Exactly. One of the miniature Snicker bars. All right, off topic, because every now and then we go off topic. Small Snicker bars taste a lot better than big Snicker bars. There, I said it. Judge me all you want. Brandon Maltz. Hey, Dave, if you watch Total Divas, you would understand who Vinny is. Brandon Maltz? I don't know how to respond to that. You've made me speechless. Congratulations. Fucking Vinny. I say, what the hell? You thinking Vicky was hot? Come on now. Dude, I've always had a weird taste in women. Like, I am the ultimate wingman. If you have an older, fucking chubby woman who's smart, demanding, I find it to be the greatest. I find it. And, dude, Malik Douglas, you might be mad. You'd be like, what the hell? Dave doesn't find her hot. But think about it, Malik Douglas. We're going out. We're going to pick up the ladies. I'm like, holy shit, there's Vicky Guerrero, and she's standing next to Alicia Fox. Well, Alicia Fox is pretty hot. I love Alicia Fox. Hold on, Malik Douglas. Let's pick someone that should be hot. Who's the girl with Fandango? Not Lana, but the other one.
Oh, Layla?
No, not Layla. The other one.
Summer Rae?
Yeah, like Summer Rae. Like me and you, we're coming off the subway in Tokyo, and there's two girls. We're single in this scenario, and there's Vicky Guerrero and Summer Rae. I'm like, God damn, there's Vicky Guerrero. All right, let's do this. You got Summer Rae. There ain't no what the hell then. There's high fives and happiness. All right. And Malik Douglas says Raw was a loss.
All right.
Oh, all right. So yeah, more live comments. We'll get to them. Thank you for all the live viewers and live comments. We really appreciate it. All right, Booms. Let's get back on track.
Yeah, we got to jump back on this train here. Actually, we need to get back up on our horse because, oh dear God, we had a match between Bo Dallas and Titus O'Neil. They were hyping up Titus O'Neil's loss to Adam Rose on SmackDown twice. They put him up against in the ring against Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas, let's see, Titus missed getting him in the corner. Bo grabbed a hold of him, hit him with the Bo Dog, and got the pin, and did the victory lap and left. The whole match was like right around a minute.
All right, I'm all over the place on this. First off, I am a believer. I love Bo Dallas. I love everything about Bo Dallas. I just love the gimmick. I fell in love with it. I'm going to be a believer forever. I think this was his best night on the main stage since NXT. I thought entertainment-wise, promo-wise, fan interaction-wise, I just thought it was great. He's like, oh, I dropped the mic, slippery hands. I just thought it was great. Second off, I know I'm wearing a Tar Heels hat just because it says heels. I love North Carolina basketball, but I also, my number one true love here is don't tell Jordan, because I'm a Florida Gator. And I root for Titus O'Neil because he was a really good Florida Gator. He wasn't The Rock in Miami. He was actually a legit good player. Man, The Rock is going to beat my ass for that last statement. But he was actually a legit, really good player. And I'm having sad feelings because as a Gator, I'm rooting for this guy, and I was really upset when the Primetime Players broke up. I was like, no, they never got their moment in the sun. I always thought they were going to go, and they broke up. And I said, well, if one of them comes out looking good after this, then maybe it's worth it. But now, the farther it gets from the Primetime Players breaking up, the more upset I am about it. Yeah, so Titus O'Neil, I'm happy he's putting over people like Adam Rose and Bo Dallas, but I'm still sad that he's the guy putting him over. I don't know, maybe Titus O'Neil joins Bo Dallas and Boom Boom's gimmick where he helps rebuild people. That would be kind of interesting. But the more time goes by, the bigger the Primetime Player splitting up seems to be to me. So I'm happy and sad. I'm like, yeah, Bo Dallas! Oh, Titus O'Neil here. There you go. Everything's going to be fine. But yeah, I thought this was the best Bo Dallas has done since his NXT days.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's got to be better things for him on the horizon. At least I'm hoping. Next came the announcement for the second Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, Seth Rollins was already named to that. And so then Triple H said that he announced some new competitors. We have, and they goes as follows: Kofi Kingston, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, Rob Van Dam, Wade Barrett, all together in the same match. And we're going to get to something in just a little bit later, but just going with the continue of the show. Dave, I mean, does anybody there kind of excite you besides Dolph Ziggler?
I believe this from the bottom of my heart. I think they're making a huge mistake. I think they're making a huge mistake. I think Seth Rollins should be winning the titles. I honestly do. I honestly think it would help the D Club, Triple H, and his friends. I think Seth Rollins is the perfect choice. But since that's not there, maybe Seth Rollins wins this. I like Seth Rollins. I like Ziggler. Maybe get Swagger back on track. Kofi. I don't know about RVD. He's just old. And Barrett, I'm not. Maybe Wade Barrett could win. But then if he wins that, it just makes the Intercontinental title, U.S. title, who fucking knows what piece of gold he's walking around with. But his fucking title seems to be kind of worthless. I think Seth Rollins. And plus, there's the storyline of. Well, that's going to be in the future, but we might as well bring it up. There's a storyline that Ambrose is going to ruin the pay-per-view. So that's always a factor, too. So I'm going Ambrose, Ziggler, Rollins as my early favorites, but I don't know. Do you honestly think WWE would give us Ziggler? Do you think that would happen?
I'm reminded of the great philosopher Dave Kokotis, who said WWE is not in the business of being awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me a philosopher. All right. Yeah, I have no idea why Seth Rollins isn't the champ. Like, 1 plus 1 equals 2.
You
I
know,
don't
and
get it.
here's something here that I kind of have a problem with, and this is more of a nitpicky kind of thing, is particularly someone like, like Barrett and Van Dam, I think maybe even Ziggler. A lot of these guys had an opportunity to qualify for the big ladder match, and they didn't do it. And now they're just put in. I kind of like I know why they did it, because they didn't have time to run a tournament, and they didn't want to run 2 tournaments back to back to have qualifiers for this, so they just went ahead and named them. I just think it's kind of well, what was the point of having these qualifying matches if you were just going to put them in this ladder match anyway, and they could theoretically win this Money in the Bank and get a title shot anytime they want and become champion. So, I mean, but then again, that is a nitpicky kind of thing. Then they named a match immediately. It was Rob Van Dam versus Seth Rollins. This match was actually a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I guess that's just because of Seth Rollins. Rollins just looked uh, absolutely amazing in that match. He had a buckle bomb. He was going for the curb stomp. Then Dean Ambrose came out of nowhere, beat the crap out of Rollins. There goes the bell, disqualification. Rollins wins. Ambrose didn't let up. They had the refs try to separate him. He got loose like 2 times, didn't get a hold of him, and it was just absolutely amazing. He got on the mic and told Triple H, "You better put me in the Money in the Bank because I'm still showing with the Boston, and I'm still going to beat the crap out of Seth Rollins. You better put me in there because I'm coming, and I will mess up your entire pay-per-view."
Yeah, yeah, I kind of like it. You know what? I like it.
I did.
That's my
I think these two are. I mean, they were good partners. They're going to make even better opponents. These two know each other inside out. Ambrose knows his character. He can keep him face, but still preserve the integrity of his character. So I think it's great. In fact, the next scene was Seth Rollins begging Triple H to put Ambrose in the match because he doesn't want him to sneak attack him from behind if he's about to grab the briefcase. He wants him right in front of him the entire time so he can take care of him, and which I think was a pretty good way to get him in the match. Great explanations like, look, he already said he's going to come and attack me no matter what. Put him in the match so I can have him in front of me. I can beat the crap out of him with a ladder, hit him whatever, and then I can get the briefcase and not have to look behind my back. So I like the explanation for that. So that was some good storytelling right there.
Yeah, the only problem I have, being nitpicker here, is why wouldn't you want for the title? Like, if I'm gonna sell out, if I'm gonna sell out like a bitch, I want what I fucking want. It's like, wow, you get everything. Okay, I want a title shot. Well, you don't get everything. I can try for the fucking briefcase. But of course, that could lead to a possible, this ain't spoilers, this is just me thinking. I try to be anti-spoiler. But this could lead to Rollins, versus Reigns with, the Money in the Bank situation, and it keeps the Shield storyline going. It could lead to that. Like I said, that's not a spoiler. We're anti-spoilers, but it's just something I thought of on top of my head. All right, Booms. Seems like we're getting a little down in the dumps. You want to go to some live comments to liven us up a little?
Yeah,
all right, let's go to some live comments. We got 3 new live comments. Let these be the greatest live comments ever. All right, we got some more now. Laugh my ass off. Dave, you got me. Oh, Malik Douglas is with me. All right, no one touch Vicky Guerrero. She's mine. Fred Yelly, oh God, Dave, that was the comment of the night right there for me. There's only high fives and happiness. See, I told you. At first, everyone was busting my balls about Vicky Guerrero, but now I'm taking one for the team. Primetime players getting a push. WWE is racist, remember? And that's from Mr. King RFW. Yeah. I wish it wasn't true, but it looks bad. I wish I could, defend WWE. Like, oh, remember this and that and who and how and, I got nothing. I'm not the guy to defend WWE's race relations. Brandon Maltz. I have a prediction that Reigns is going to win it, and Ambrose is going to end up making it in the ladder match, and he's going to cash it in on Reigns. Oh, that's a possibility. Brandon Maltz put a prediction there. Did you? Miss Jackson says, did you hear that Pat Patterson came out of the closet? I don't watch Legend House anymore, so I didn't know until now. Yeah, he came out of the closet, but to me, I thought that was more like TMZ-ish. I didn't know anyone didn't know Pat Patterson wasn't gay. Like, I thought, someone made the joke on Facebook, oh, Tony Atlas came out saying he was black. I just thought it was obvious. I thought everyone fucking knew. I mean, I thought what Jimmy Hart and all those other guys said were bigger shocks. I thought Legends House. Did you enjoy Legends House?
Yeah, I didn't know that Jimmy Hart's daughter died. I didn't know that Gene Okerlund had to get a kidney donated by his wife. I didn't know any of that. I didn't know about Hacksaw Jim Duggan's car accident. I didn't know about it.
I thought Pat Patterson was openly gay already. I didn't know.
Openly gay. I mean, that's been something on the dirt sheets. I think that's something that they kind of just did for the dramatic shock on the reality show because they wanted because that's one of the things now. If you come out as gay, I mean, you get everything short of a ticker tape parade nowadays. And basically the critics, they saw that. They knew that the critics who were watching it didn't know that. So they worked that in. It's like, oh, Pat Patterson's like, well, I'm tired of hiding. I did all that, and I'm gay. And all the critics were like, oh my God! And they ate it up, and they gave Legends House positive reviews because there's this company, big, man, and a real man's man, muscular guys, and one of the guys who was successful was like, oh no, I've been gay the entire time. Oh, and they didn't know that. I mean, hell, I remember when I interviewed Kamala back in the day, when me and Joey Numbers did the whole effing show, he did this song, and yes, Kamala did put out an album. You can look it up on his website, trust me. And I wish I had not fucking heard this song, but there's a song called "Push It," and it's supposed to be this true story that Pat Patterson and Steve Lombardi, better known as the Brooklyn Brawler, had sex in a hotel room right next to in the room next to Kamala's.
Well, I mean, it's consenting adults. Let them have fun.
Yeah, but I don't want to get that mental image of Pat Patterson and the Brooklyn Brawler having sex. Period. That's just nasty.
Well, I'm pretty sure no one wants to have the image of two fat straight people having sex either, but, that's what you porn is for.
Exactly. I don't want to think about it.
All right. Whoa. I didn't know it was going to go down like that. I did make the mistake and watch Legends House, and I did not find it entertaining at all. I don't get reality television.
That's because you have no sense of humor.
I guess. I just didn't care. To me, I just thought it was sad old men hanging out. If I wanted to do that, I would just...
We're doing.
That is true. You want to get something off your chest, Booms? Are you really gay? TMZ exclusive.
If I was gay, Dave, I'd make you my bitch.
Whoa. I didn't know you were going to be all aggressive. All right, let's go back to comments. I hope I'm sorry I'm going to mispronounce your name, but I hope I get it right. Keandra Gilmore, the whole Seth versus Ambrose feud is getting very overly dramatic. Dean Ambrose can't be that upset. Yeah, they are overdoing it a bit. Well,
I mean that's also his character. His character is a crazy person. If you've ever watched his stuff in the Independents, as John Moxley, remember his whole feud when he first showed up to FCW. His whole thing was a crazy man, and he wanted to fight with William Regal. I mean, and then he lost one match against William Regal and just went even more insane. And then all he did was prod and poke and provoke William Regal to get a rematch. That's all he did. And went absolutely insane doing it. Go back and there's clips on YouTube. It's worth watching. Just watch Dean Ambrose when he debuted. Watch the whole build up to the feud with William Regal. It was absolutely amazing. So no, that's just his character. I think the better question is, Dave, is the Shield effectively broken up?
Oh, without a doubt.
Because Ambrose didn't come out in the black tactical gear. He did not accompany Roman Reigns to the ring later on in the evening. He was just kind of doing his own. In fact, he had like this different music once he got done beating the crap out of Seth Rollins. So, but Roman Reigns came back down still in the black tactical gear. He also came out to the Shield music. So, but is it fair to say R.I.P. the Shield?
Yeah, I think it's done. It's over. We were hoping for a third member, but now with Dean Ambrose looking like Jimmy Yang Wang, it's over. Um, yeah. Here's another comment here. In the famous words of philosopher Dave, I don't know why. The fact that people call me philosopher makes me laugh.
I
I'm,
think
I'm a fucking
philosopher is
asshole.
Greek for unemployed.
I love Dean Ambrose more than a straight man should. LOL. I do. Mike Ashman, is it just me or did it feel like WWE Talent Creative took notes on ROH Best in the
That's
World? Raw
the-
actually had good in-ring work aside from Vicky and Stephanie Garbage. Tyler Black and John Moxley showed up on. Yeah, I yeah, but the matches were short. I mean, maybe they put it. I don't think Ring of Honor had much to do with that. I think it was wrestlers still want to be good at wrestling, so they'll go to him and be like, "Hey, listen, yeah, your match. We told you we were going to give you 3 minutes. It's now 1 minute and 26 seconds, including entrances." And the wrestlers are like, "Oh fuck, we better put on a good match. We're only going to be wrestling for 36 seconds." So I don't think it's WWE planning that as much as wrestlers like, "Oh shit, I better fucking do something good with the short time I have." And Brandon Malt says, "Good prediction." I don't know who he's talking to, but all right. I think it's my prediction of Curryman is going to be the. No, I'm just kidding. I have no predictions. All right, Booms. Let's get back on track.
All right,
What's
next year, in my opinion, this was the match of the night. It was for the Intercontinental Championship, so boom, points right there. You had Wade Barrett defending against Dolph Ziggler. These two completely tore it up. They looked absolutely amazing out there. There was a lot of false finishes. The whole crowd, right there in the palm of their hands, had them chanting, "This is awesome." Ultimately, Barrett got the win by hitting the bull hammer out of nowhere. Uh, wow. That's something I can really say about it. If you only watch one match from Raw, just go back and watch the Intercontinental Championship match. Barrett versus Ziggler. It stole the show. Match of the night, bar none.
I 100% agree with you. Match of the night, match of the night, match of the night. Stole the show, stole the show, stole the show. Yeah, so to me, just
Why can't they do
absolutely
more of
amazing.
that? Why won't they? Why won't WWE let all their superstars do more matches like that? They didn't kill each other. They didn't. I mean, they got a lot of stuff in. Now, it wasn't everything. They didn't do insane spots. Everything was realistic. I could see some of these kickouts really happening. It ended, pretty dramatic note. I mean, that's one of the complaints is, well, WWE can't be like these indies because they can't be a bunch of spot monkeys. They can't, break. They got to build up to something. Well, I mean, this was an example. I mean, this was PG. There was no blood spilled. There was no chair shots. There was no like overly gimmicky, flippy flips and loop de loops. No, it was just straight up good wrestling. Why doesn't WWE let this happen more often? And the crowd loved it.
Yeah, yeah. So I can't say it enough. This is the match you got to watch. People are upset on Facebook and YouTube. We forgot to get this comment in, so we'll get it now. As far as the Dolph Ziggler thing goes and Barrett, it's just sad that they're not getting pushed. It's just sad that they're not in the D club, and I hope the fans get behind Ziggler as much as they did Daniel Bryan. But all right, getting some heat on the Facebooks. Here you go. Modern Warrior 24. Do you think in this Money in the Bank, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, 2 wrestlers will climb the ladder and each will grab 1 belt and both fall holding separate belts? Yeah, and past shows we have mentioned that Modern Warrior 24. Thank you. I don't know. I'm right on the fence. I think it's a huge possibility because my whole thing is with Money in the Bank, you think they would just hang up 1 belt, but you are selling 2 belts. You have the Big Gold, which is a big seller, and then you have the WWE Flavor of the Month belt, which is a big seller. And I thought they would combine the 2 to have 1 belt, but with the fact that there's 2, and Triple H keeps saying that, oh, there's only going to be 1 champ, it seems like 2 guys falling with the title seems interesting. And if that's the case, I hope 1 is for WWE masturbation material, like, oh, John Cena, oh, John Cena, yeah, he's got a title, and then 1 is actually a good wrestler. I mean, it would be cool to have Cesaro as the big gold champion. It would be cool to have, perfect world scenario would be Cesaro comes down with big golds and Reigns comes down with the WWE Entertainment title of the universe. But Yeah, I could see them splitting it up. We've talked about that on the show. Thank you, Modern Warrior 24. A lot of heat on the Facebook. Everyone's like, "What the hell? You skipped Modern Warrior 24." So we do.
Yeah, I can see that too. It's just I figure once you get one belt, technically you've won them both, so it doesn't really matter. But I could picture them doing a scenario where one guy gets on one ladder, another guy gets on another, and at the same time one grabs one belt, the other one grabs the other belt at the same time, and they both come down with it. Then it's no, I'm the champ. No, I'm the champ. So now we're going to have another unification match at the next pay-per-view to settle that dispute. And if that's the case, then you don't want to know what I think's going to happen. You really don't.
Booms. How depressed are you going to be when Randy Orton comes down with one title and John Cena comes down with the other? I didn't think I'd have a reaction. I would just be like, that's it. I would just give up. I don't even think I'd have a reaction.
No. I know what you would do. You would you wouldn't say a word. You'd be like Stewie Griffin in that Family Guy episode. You just wouldn't say a word. Be like, and then you'd walk. You'd like book a flight. You would fly to Stamford, Connecticut. A guy would pick you up at the airport. You would stop by a hardware store. You would pick up. What would you pick up? No, not a crowbar. That'd be a little too extra. 2x4. Just pick up a big 2x4. You would drive to Vince McMahon's house. You would knock on the door, and when he was like, "What?" You'd smack him over the head with a 2x4, and you'd be like, "That is not cool. That is not entertaining. That is not wrestling." And then you get back in the limo. You go back to the airport, fly back over to Japan, sit back down on your computer, and be like, "This really sucked ass. I think that was a really poor decision by WWE."
Yeah. I think I would have a JonTron moment. Be like, "Hey, listen, what am I doing with my life? You know what? I just don't have time for this," and just walk off and storm off.
That should be my lawn.
Just be like, I'm gone. Man, that would be sad. That would be sad. All right, we do got some more live comments, and we love them, so let's show some top priority. Modern Warrior, thank you so much. Modern Warrior 24, I apologize. Thank you so much for the comments, and let's go. Mr. King, I know I might get some hate here. Getting all controversial. Oh, YouTube. That's it. I'm going to have to go. His comment got cut off. Give me 5 seconds, folks. YouTube is a pain in the ass. Oh, 9 likes. Way to go, live audience. Like, comment, subscribe. All right, here we go. Boom. Let's rewind. Let's see where we can go. All right, here we go. I know I might get some hate here, but I think there is the perfect time to have Cena go heel. Screw Reigns or something, since recently they have been talking about trust issues, and Cena could be the last one to betray someone. Dude, Dr. Wright, just my thought. That is an awesome idea, Mr. the King. But, Mr. the King, the problem is, by the way, anyone see Cars? That line cracks me the fuck up. But Mr. the King, this is the problem. WWE is not in the business of being awesome. I think John Cena is probably going to win the title because they are sending out press releases and Facebook pictures of him doing charity. So, yeah, I don't see it happening. It would be great. It would be awesome. But like the philosopher Dave Kocosports once said, an asshole who quotes himself is a double fucking douchebag. No, WWE is not in the business of being awesome. Miss Jackson, I see Roman Reigns winning the heavyweight championship, Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley winning the contract and having a match with Roman. Then Seth complaining that Dean won, so Hunter makes a Dean, Roman, Seth triple threat match. This is very predictable. You know what? It might be predictable, but I would enjoy that storyline. Agree with Booms. Barrett versus Ziggy was match of the night. See, that's what happens, Booms. You get all the thunder. Franielli says, agree with you. I agree, too. I should have went first. Oh, well. Not that I'm jealous of Boom Boom and his... I couldn't think of a compliment, Booms. I'm sorry.
Really good look.
Sure. Rihanna Jackson, the Dean Ambrose and Regal feud would have been a WWE storyline. FCW, NXT was better storylines than WWE. Yeah, well, that's because they had simple storylines back then. NXT is a better product to watch, I believe. WWE 1952 to 2004 equals epic. 2005 and above equals sucks. Well, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but I'm going to have to take your word for it. That's what JKD says. All right, and then we have some spam comments. See, that's what I'm talking about, YouTube. This ain't a spam. Mike Ashman is not spam. YouTube, come on. Mike Ashman's part of the internet inventory. He's a guest. And what do? You put his comment in spam. That's what you do, YouTube? That's what you do. If someone comes by and says, oh, Dave, I hate you and I want to fuck your family in front of your face and kill your dog, you're like, know what? And then say, go to bobswrestlingreview.net. You're like, that's not spam. But Mike Ashman, the Honorable Mike Ashman's in the spam box. The fuck is wrong with you, YouTube? Get your shit together. What talent absolutely needs to win this to take their character position to the NXT level with the talented involved in the Money in the Bank matches? So who deserves to win? I don't know. Seth Rollins. It would be a shocker for Kofi Kingston. I don't know who needs to win. I guess I'm going Seth Rollins probably. You know, I think he needs to win. Dude, I have the video pause. Breaking news. I didn't know this. I'm an ugly motherfucker, dude. You ever pause the YouTube video and then look at yourself and you're like, damn, I'm not good looking. I feel bad. All my girlfriends were always better looking than me except one. I need to apologize. You know, like people apologize for giving someone an STD? I have to apologize that I was like, listen, dude, we dated in the 6th grade. I really appreciate you doing some charity. I am not very good looking. I just wanted to tell you that. Thank you, and goodbye. Click. All right. Boom. Some people say we get off topic. Get us back. Get this train back on topic.
All right, next here was the match that we were looking forward to at the beginning of the show, Stephanie McMahon versus Vicky Guerrero. It was nothing like we thought it was going to be. Vicky was ready to go. Stephanie came out and said, oh, no, your match isn't going to be in the ring. It's going to be over here, and pointed to like this giant kiddie pool filled with a mud-like substance. I was really hoping it was chocolate pudding. That's what I was, just pudding wrestling. That would just be hot. Anyway, then she called out Layla, Rosa Mendez, and Alicia Fox to drag Vicky out. They were about to throw her in there because if she gets thrown in, she gets fired. She threw in all 3 of those divas. Then Stephanie sneak attacked her from behind. She threw her in. She fired her. Started singing. Vicky basically turned around and had enough and threw her into the mud, chocolate pudding, whatever the hell it was. Got her, farewell. People chanted, thank you, Vicky. She did the little Guerrero shimmy right there, which...
Dude, call me crazy. That's what I'm talking about. That was the hottest spot of the night. She's a real woman, covered in mud / pudding, just shaking her goods for the world. You know what, Vicky Guerrero? I love you. Thank you very much. I love you. I'm sorry. You might like the supermodel types, but that was a real woman showing off her goodies. And you know what? I applaud her for that.
Do you think it was a good send-off? I mean, I don't know why WWE loves to humiliate people on the way out, and I know they tried to put the cherry on top. I go, no, it's not all bad. I mean, we put Stephanie in the mud too, and yeah, but it was just like I actually wanted to see a match.
Dude, you're not getting a match from Stephanie McMahon at this part of her career. Yeah. If it wasn't, I think I'm gonna be completely honest. If it wasn't for Vicky Guerrero shaking her goodies and her last match there, thank you, Vicky, for both, or last appearance for a while, I would be shitting all over this. But I'm giving them the Santa Claus pass. Like, the weekend, the shows on Christmas week really suck. But we give them a pass because it's like, oh, Santa, we're having a good time. I'm giving Vicky Guerrero the Santa Claus pass. I would normally be angry internet nerds screaming and yelling, this fucking sucks, fuck you, Vince, mud, throw it in your face, blah, 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 blah. That would be me. But I'm giving you the Santa Claus pass. A, because I got to saw Vicky Guerrero shake her goodies, and B, thank you, Vicky, and she's leaving. What an improvement. So, I think this is getting the Vicky Guerrero shake the goodies pass.
There you go.
But speechless. You're like,
how the fuck do you follow that up? Well, you follow
hey,
up.
Listen. The internet infantry, we're nowhere near as big as we want it to be. Our audience is nowhere near as big as 8 billion other people on YouTube. But I have a mission for you. If you could find a GIF of her shaking her goodies, that would be great for me on lonely nights where my wife has to work. That's all I'm saying. So, you got your mission. Choose to accept it. I'm just looking for a short gift or a little clip. Maybe it repeats over and over of just Vicky Guerrero shaking her goodies. For scientific purposes only, I assure you.
Yeah, of course. What else will we use it for? I mean, come on. Next, we had Jack Swagger versus Kofi Kingston. Now, both of them are in the actual Money in the Bank ladder match for the briefcase. So, well, what can I say? It was good to see Jack Swagger pick up a win for once. He locked Kofi Kingston, who looked absolutely amazing in this match. He even busted open Swagger's nose. Pretty good match. Got the win with the Patriot lock, and here we go into Money in the Bank. So I think that's all I can really say about it.
Yeah. I just, these two guys, you know, Swagger might not be your cup of tea, but he's a good technical wrestler. I honestly believe that. A lot of people shit on Swagger, but I think for his style, he's good. I just think these guys deserve more time. You know, I mean, what else can you really say about a match that was 3 seconds long? Kofi was wearing red? You follow me on this one?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, I think both athletes deserve more, and they deserve more time. For the 32 seconds that this match was going on, I was highly entertained. And you know what? If you only get 33 seconds and 32 seconds of it, I was entertained, I consider that a win for you. So, Booms, you got anything else to add?
Nothing much to add to that match. Next, we have oh god, Damian Sandow came dressed up as Abe Lincoln. Big E came out. They had a match that lasted all of maybe a minute. Hit him one with the big ending. Then Big E immediately got on the microphone and talked about, you know, they was going to let Rusev and Lana run down the country, and this is our country, this is land of the free, home of the brave. Was starting to do like a good, you know, James Brown impression, and then Lana came out, said some stuff, and then Rusev came and attacked Big E from behind, put him in the accolade, and yeah, this is going to be on the pre-show.
This was the longest Rocky IV play I've ever seen. Like, when is Big E gonna die? I mean, come on. This is the longest. I don't know. You know what? I've said this before, and I'll say it again for the new viewers. On paper, if you only read the results, on paper, this feud looks amazing. Swagger, Big E, Rusev, everyone bickering, everyone battling, three of them, different styles, but strong in their own style of wrestling. You know, they're not going to be putting on many 5-star matches, but for their select style of wrestling, they can hold their own. Everything looks good on paper. But then you're like, here you go, here's the whole feud. You know, why is this only a 5-minute YouTube clip? Dude, I want the whole feud. No, that is the whole feud. I don't know. Just on paper, this looks like it should be awesome. But not so much. Not so much. All right. On paper, going to comments looks like a good idea. Let's find out if it is. Mr. the King, you can't win from grabbing a belt. You need to grab the gold thing that holds them both. Oh, you might have a great point, Mr. the King. Plus 100 for you. I did not think of that.
Yeah, you can grab that, but chances are, I mean, if it's like any like traditional ladder match, I mean, they're going to grab the belt. Now, you know, you could be right. They could grab the whole thing and take them both down, but I can see a scenario where they grab the belt. You know, one person grabs one belt, the other one grabs another, and they both come down with one.
Dude, hold on. First off, I'm a weak old bitch, because I kid you not, out of all the scenarios, out of all the things that could pop in my mind, I am old and weak. You know the thing that first popped in my mind when you were talking? I was like, wow, both belts in that triangle? That would be really heavy. That's when you know you're an old, weak bitch, when that's the first thing you think of. Like, man, that could be heavy. I don't know if I can lift that. Someone needs to get a membership to the gym. Modern Warrior 24 is back. Well, Brock Lesnar's coming back, so whoever wins the title will face him at SummerSlam. Yeah, most likely. That's what the internet is saying. Who would you guys like to see him face, John Cena or Roman Reigns? Dude, first off, my answer will be John Cena or anything. It will be anything. Let's rephrase this. So I'm always going to pick Roman Reigns because, look, who would you guys rather see him face, John Cena or a toaster? A toaster. Who would you rather see him face, John Cena or a half-eaten Pop-Tart with dirt on it? Half-eaten Pop-Tart with dirt on it. Who would you rather see him face, John Cena or a puppy taped with baby orphans? A puppy with baby orphans. All right, let's see what he has to say. I'm sorry. Actually, Roman Reigns is probably going to face Triple H. So John Cena will probably win because it would be too soon for Cesaro and the others. No way. Yeah, Modern Warrior 24, we had a lot of fun with your question, but at the end of the day, you made us sad. I mean, if I was a betting man, not that anyone from Atlantic City, New Jersey ever has a gambling problem, but I grew up in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where no one has a gambling problem. If I was a gambling man, I'd put my money on John Cena. It seems like it's the safe garbage bet. I mean, the odds are pretty favored in his way. I mean, Roman Reigns, there might be huge upset. I'd love to see Cesaro, and then Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar. That would be great, but, I'd also like to have a unicorn that shits out Reese's Pieces. Booms, your thoughts on these questions, comments, concerns?
I have none. I think when you end it with I'd like to see a unicorn shit out Reese's Pieces. That's the top.
All right. What's wrong with you want to go for a couple more? We got a couple more. 4 more. Let's go 4 more, then we'll get back on track.
Okay.
What's wrong with Stephanie? This is from Miss Jackson. She can't take one frog splash from Vicky. Thank you, Miss Jackson. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck Stephanie McMahon. Fuck her good. And that sounds like she would enjoy that. Just
not like properly.
You're a very mean person. Be a star. But I agree with you 100%. Stephanie's a jerk. The Nerdman 2. I think the feud is making Ambrose look like an idiot. Thoughts? Are they burying him? I don't think they're burying him yet. Everyone gets crazy on the internet when you use the word bury. I think the word bury is like racist. It means something different to everyone else. I don't think they're burying him. Does he look like an idiot? Yeah, he does, but they're trying to make him look like a hothead. But the way they're making him look like a hothead is it's stupid. Like, hey, I lost a match because someone 20 feet away is fucking standing on a table. I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, I agree. The WWE is making him look like an idiot, but they're trying to make him look like a hothead. They're just doing a bad job at telling that story. They could be putting the pieces together better. All right, Booms, you just buzz in whenever you want to say something, pal.
Okay.
Because it's hard to see if you want to talk or not because I'm looking at the comments, so I apologize. Fran Yelly, our MVP, who started off the show with a great topic. If Kingston was to win Money in the Bank match, I would lose my shit. I would run around naked in Tokyo, going, yes, yes. I would buy 1 item of Cena merchandise. Well, Fran Yelly, let's not say stuff we don't really mean. Don't go there, Fran Yelly. Fran Yelly, buying Cena merchandise is a gateway drug to crack cocaine zombie juice. Don't do it. Don't do it. I care about you, Fran Yelly. Our internet inventory is small. I have to care about everyone. We don't have the big audiences like some other YouTubers. We can't have people going, you know what, I'm going to buy Cena merchandise. It's too big of a risk, Fran Yelly. We need you on the front lines. And Nerdman 2, this is the last comment until live comments later. We're going to get back on track after this. Would you mark out if Kurt Angle came back? What do you think the likelihood is? I thought it was. I would mark out if Kurt Angle came back. I'm a huge Kurt Angle fan, but he's had his problems. Kurt Angle at one time was my favorite wrestler of all time, and then he went to TNA and had some problems after the Samoa Joe feud, and he dropped. He's still in my top 5. Matter of fact, Booms, this week we've been asked to do our Fave 5 of wrestlers of all time. Kurt Angle at one time was my number 1, but his problems in TNA after Samoa Joe feud, he's really dropped down some. But yeah, I would mark out if Kurt Angle came back, and I would love to have him go against Rusev instead of John Cena. And what do you think the likelihood is? I don't know. Spoilers, I don't know anything. This is just me. I thought the likelihood was a lot higher. According to internet reports, his contract's up in September. I thought his likelihood was a lot better prior to this week's TNA Impact tapings. This week, you'll know more story, but the fact that he showed up on Impact this week, like, he did the Hall of Fame thing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's the last thing he's doing before he heads to WWE. But then the next week, the next show on Impact, he's like, hey, guys, I'm just here hanging out. MVP, let me talk to you. and I was like, oh, fuck, he might be staying longer than expected. So, yeah, the likelihood of it happening, I think, went down this week. But, I don't know. I would like to see Kurt Angle take Rusev on instead of John Cena. Booms, your thoughts?
Kurt Angle coming back? Well, if he comes back to WWE, I think it's just going to be for an on-camera role for like a general manager, or be a manager to somebody coming up. I could see him managing. Imagine him like managing somebody like Dolph Ziggler, or or hell, Kofi Kingston, anybody for that matter. I could see him doing that because I honestly don't think at this point in his life, I don't think Kurt Angle could pass a WWE physical. Hulk Hogan couldn't. And I think Angle is more messed up than Hogan.
Blake has a question here. Should we answer Mr. Blake's question, or should we make Mr. Blake the first one when we come back to live comments?
Let's do it, because hell.
All right. You don't want to get the heel heat from the internet inventory. Exactly. How much time? This is good. Booms, you go first. I've been hogging the internet inventory questions here, but I know you've met this guy in person. You're a big fan of him, so. How much time do you think Sandow has left in the WWE, considering the shit they make him do? Now that's good. Booms, you go first.
Well, just look at what happened with Charlie Haas, because this is exactly what happened to Charlie Haas before he got endeavored. I think it's a good sign that he's going to stick around for a while because he survived this round of recent cuts on Friday the 13th. So, or actually Thursday the 12th. Fuck it, I forget. I get.
No, it's Friday the 13th in Japan.
Okay, well, Thursday the 12th in the U.S., Friday the 13th in Japan. The fact that he survived that round of cuts lets me know that they're at least going to kick him, they're keep him and stick with him. But I would not be surprised if they took him off TV, send him back down to NXT eventually, kind of like what they're doing with Tyson Kidd, just to kind of mess around with the guys there and help wrestle them and get them ready for the big time. I could see him doing that, and while they're doing it, they kind of do it a twofold. They kind of repackage them and then they re-debut them. He could either come back as a new personality or the new and improved Damian Sandow. I could see them doing that, but ultimately, I think knowing WWE, they could just wind up letting the guy go because, creative has nothing for you. Bullshit. But I can actually picture that happening.
Not so fast, my fellow friend. I think his days are numbered. He had everything going for him. He had an 80s style gimmick, which WWE likes. He was a WWE-type character, WWE style. He was over with the internet, over with the live crowd. He was a great heel. He had everything going for him. They took that away from him. And there's not many people that bounce back from a losing streak and the bad gimmick streak. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, we'll put him on a losing streak and he'll turn it around. No, usually when that happens, you're cut after your losing streak. I don't want to see him cut, but like I said, if I was a betting man, he's done. Because the whole losing streak, like, remember MVP? I fell for that. MVP. Remember MVP? He now runs TNA, storyline-wise. Yeah, MVP went on a losing streak, and everyone's like, well, he's going to come back, and he's going to do great. And he was cut. And Charlie Haas, and, so I honestly think once they start fucking with you like this, you're on your way out. I hope not. I'll be rooting for him. I hope one day he turns around and becomes a great wrestler, but I thought he was perfect the way he was. I thought everything WWE loves he had going, and everything the internet loves people got going. So, yeah, so there you go. All right, let's rock and roll. You ready?
Ready. Let's go. Let's wade into it here because we had the main event. It was a 4-on-3 handicap match. You had John Cena, Sheamus, Roman Reigns, teaming up to take on Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Alberto Del Rio, and Cesaro. And when I saw that, I was just like, okay, let me get online. Dave, are you ready to do this show? Yeah, boom, boom, setting up right now.
Yeah.
That's
it was fucking on SmackDown. I guess they really, that's the thing. I really think they either don't have good ideas or they are convinced that no one watches SmackDown and main event and all that. Because, like I said, if I was only watching Raw, I'd be like, oh, this is a shitty match. But the fact that I had to fucking watch this match twice is double the shittiness. Yeah, we lost interest in it. I know Roman Reigns looked badass, motherfucker. He's being pushed to the moon like Superman. And I guess the big story is Sheamus gets the pin.
Yeah, Sheamus
And
gets the
I'm like,
and not only that, when I thought the show was mercifully over, I was like, okay, it's over. Yeah, Reigns looked great. Okay, Sheamus got the pin, but hey, Reigns still looked awesome. Everybody got some spots in. It looked pretty cool. And then boom, there goes the fire, and I'm like, fuck me. And you can ask Dave because I've said that. I was like, here
yeah,
we
it was bad.
and Kane comes in, starts trying to clean house, and then Triple H comes out. Oh, here's the other competitor in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's Kane, and I'm like, God damn it! Now I want to set myself on fire.
Yeah, I did not enjoy the Kane character at all. I did not enjoy this main event. And, there's a part of me, a little part of me, that maybe Cesaro will win the title because on 2 shows back to back, the heels had 4 and the faces had 3, and they still won. Here's the thing, if you're building to a pay-per-view, the faces have to seem like underdogs. They beat 3 on 4 twice. You're not telling the fucking story you want to tell. So maybe, that's how a heel comes out on top. I have no idea. I just did not enjoy it one bit, the Kane situation. But I did enjoy Roman Reigns spearing Kane, but adding Kane to me is just garbage. All right, let's go to some live comments, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. Jason Rex from Facebook says, I haven't got to watch your show yet. You son of a bitch, Jason Rex. Well, anyway, you could... But to answer your question on the title of the show, in some aspects, fans are to blame. The more we talk about John Cena, the longer he stays popular, because we are talking about him the same way he said about Triple H and Randy Orton and Sheamus, etc. Yeah, but Triple H and Randy Orton are 2 different things. They're heels. John Cena is the good guy. The good guy, you don't want them to be booed. You don't want your good guy to be booed. You don't want to be disrespected. So, yeah, and as far as Sheamus goes, I mean, I think Sheamus... All right, let me tell you. Can I tell a boot camp story to answer this question? In boot camp, in Marine Corps boot camp, yes, this fat ass went through Marine Corps boot camp. I used to be an infantry member. But in boot camp, there's something called hiding under the smoke screen. And when you can fucking line up online, you want to line up again next to someone who's the worst fucking Marine possible. Because the drill instructor is going to spot him and scream and yell and that. And then you just sit there and you're like, wow, I'm not as fucked up as him. Woo-hoo! Drill instructor didn't yell at me. It's called hiding under the smoke screen, okay? If you, anyone, young people, if you go to Marine Corps boot camp, I hope you make better decisions than that. But if you go to Marine Corps boot camp, hope that the people next to you in line are worse than you. Because the drill instructor will walk by and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Ferb? You fucking piece of shit. And you're just standing there like, phew, thank God he's not fucking drilling me. I think Sheamus is doing that. Sheamus is next to John Cena, and we're like, fuck John Cena! John Cena sucks! Blah, 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 blah. And Sheamus was like, fucking, I'm not that guy. So I think Sheamus is just hiding under the screen. All right, you know where I'm going with this. All right, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, freaking YouTube. I love you, YouTube. I have a love-hate relationship with YouTube. I'm a bad person to be on YouTube. All right, here we go. Let's see where we leave off. Boom, boom. Dave. All right, this is Mr. the King. Mr. the King. Dave, you killed me the Cena versus the Toaster thing. LOL. Thank you. Modern Warrior 24. I wanted some gifts of Stephanie McMahon versus Vicky match. I was excited. My lotion was ready, but nope. As soon as I saw Stephanie in a dress, I knew this was gonna wrestle them. Would you have wanted a match? I mean, yes, they are old, but they could have got another one of Stephanie's many wardrobe malfunctions. Pity. Yeah. I love Stephanie McMahon's milky, soft breasts. Little crooked face. The part where Vicky was shaking her goods was a nice touch, though. Thank you, Modern Warrior 24. Thank you. I'm glad we're on the same team. Modern Warrior 24, welcome to Internet Infantry. Your mission is to get a gif of her shaking her goodies. Get on that. And Mr. the King is back. Royalty. Okay, Mr. the King. To be honest, I think the Bad News Barrett thing would work better with Sandow. His mic skills are hilarious to me. Yeah, I could see that. I just feel so bad for Sandow. I feel bad for a lot of the mid-carders. All right, Booms. Do you want to? You want to? All right. Let's ask for comments one more time, and then you'll say win, loss, or tie. I'm going to go a light loss. Booms went tie. Please, in the comments, tell us what you thought of Raw. If you thought it was a win, loss, or tie. I did notice something though. This Raw, a little bit all over the place. Some people enjoyed it. Some people not so much. Plus, I think this was the go-home show of Money in the Bank. I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. I honestly think Money in the Bank is one of the best pay-per-views since it came out, and I think they're banking on that history in the title. I don't think they put their all into making this a go-home show. Do you agree with that, disagree, and do you have any comments?
Yeah, I agree with it. It just definitely wasn't, like a good thing. It didn't get me fired up going, oh my God, I have to buy this pay-per-view. I have to see what happens. I did not, I didn't get that feeling. I think one of the problems is WWE, we talked about this earlier in the show, have like their set of golden boys, and they're not going to let anybody in. And, they got, as we keep mentioning the D Club, once you're in, you're in. And they keep going back to you. Well, these guys can't go forever, and a lot of their go-to guys have retired and quit wrestling, and some of these other guys, their careers are starting to wind down. And them going to 3 hours, I mean, you've got a big roster, but despite how big that roster actually is, a lot of their guys are just, I mean, could you really take them seriously as champion? No, because you haven't utilized them, you haven't pushed them, you haven't accentuated all their talents. No, I mean, could you buy right now, no shit, something happens, could you buy Jack Swagger as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion?
We're talking storyline-wise and booking-wise, right?
Storyline and booking-wise. I mean, not whether they're booking. Titus O'Neil, could you picture him as a serious contender to any title? No.
Yeah.
Adam Rose? No. I don't know, the Uso, that's not a bad example. I'm just looking at like Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler. A lot of these guys are good wrestlers, but they've been squandered because they weren't let in. And they were used to get over guys who were already established. And now you're getting to a point where, okay, John Cena and Randy Orton can't fucking wrestle forever. What are you going to do? And now you're having all these short matches. It's really exposed the roster. I mean, a lot of these guys are extremely underdeveloped. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. I mean, they're just, and it's WWE's own fault. I mean, a lot of their go-to guys retired. JBL retired. Edge retired. Kane, Big Show, their careers are winding down. Undertaker retired. Batista gone. I mean, a lot of their go-to guys, I mean, they're done. They're finished. And they didn't restock them. They didn't, and they're not giving anybody a chance. That it's like once somebody grabs a hold of the brass ring, it's okay, it's mine. You can't have it. Nobody else allowed in, and they have these guys keep putting over the same. I mean, think about it, Dave. Let me put you this way: almost 10 years ago, what was one of the hottest feuds WWE promoted? It wasn't quite 10 years, but almost 10 years ago, John Cena versus Randy Orton. What are they still doing?
Yeah, I got some stuff to say about that, and then we'll go to some live comments, and please keep them coming. I got some bad news for you. I should have did a Wade Barrett impersonation, but I got some bad news for you. There will be a John Cena been doing Hustle, Loyalty, Respect for 20 years T-shirt, and him still being the main event. I think we have 9 to 10 more years of John Cena still being on top. I honestly do. I think Randy Orton will go away.
Like that version of Captain New Japan.
Yes, he's just going to stay there forever. I think when it comes to as far as booking goes, they should do what ECW and UFC does. UFC is way better at booking than WWE, and I've said this a million times, and wrestling fans, when they first hear it, like, what? No, because booking is storyline. It's hyping up a fight. That's what booking is. It's basically hyping up a fight. Go watch this go-home show. Go watch the next UFC build-up. You don't even have to be an MMA fan. You'll be more excited to find out who won that fight than you will who won that wrestling match. So UFC, a allegedly real sport, no fucking gimmicks, no boxing. You know, it's not rigged like boxing and wrestling or sumo. I just made a bunch of people sad. But yeah, UFC tells better stories, and ECW did a better story. And the good thing about ECW, go watch One Night Stand, go watch some ECW stuff if you're a younger fan. Paul Heyman said this, and it's absolutely true. When someone leaves the curtain, no matter what place of the card, people should care about them. That's when your company's doing good. WWE had that for a very short time, but they should have it a lot more. All right, so there you go. Let's go to some live comments, shall we?
Okay, one last round, then we're done.
All right, this is the last round, folks. All right. Franielli, MVP. Tie for me. All right. Miss Jackson, being that it's the 1,100th episode of Raw, I say it's a tie. Yeah, I thought they'd do more of a celebration for that than a hashtag. Then again, it's not the 1,000. But yeah. Lacey Walters. Just hitting us with the big questions. This could be a video in itself, but let's try to keep it short. Good question. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz plus 10, Walters. All right. Do you think WWE will ever go out of business? Yeah. I mean, it could. It's got a huge thing going for it. It doesn't have much of competition, but yeah, it could easily go out of business. Lose their television deal, keep being more unpopular. Yeah, it could easily go out of business. I think Vince McMahon is a fighter. I think if Vince McMahon was close to going out of business, he would try and pull out all the stops. Maybe that's when Attitude Era comes back. You know, I've described Vince McMahon like this before, and I'll describe it again just in case there's any new viewers. I used to fight when I was younger, but now I'm fat, and if someone like told me, hey, go to the mailbox, I'd be blown up. But something that helps old fighters, old Marines get in shape is someone just beating the fucking piss out of them. And they're like, oh, fuck, better go in the gym. Just got my ass whooped. Yeah, I think Vince McMahon's like an old fighter. I think right now he's fat, lazy, and happy. But if he was seriously going out of business, he would fucking start fighting back. So basically, someone has to slap Vince McMahon in the face. But yeah, everyone goes. I mean, there was a time where people... You know, we're older. I don't know how old, Walters is, but we're older where I remember a time AOL was never going out of business. Let's see, what would never go out of business? MySpace. Imagine going back a couple years when we were younger in AOL and MySpace's prime. Did you ever think, well, AOL really, well, they both didn't go out of business, but are they really in business? But yeah, you never know. You could lose the top spot quickly. You could just fall apart, you have to be creative. You have to be good at what you do. You can lose a top spot. I mean, let's bring this down to the lowest level possible. Kocosports used to be a magazine and used to be a really popular website. We used to be on radio and television. We got lazy and fucking didn't do anything. Now we're on YouTube begging people, like, please go to our blog, comment on it. We used to be cool. So yeah, it happens to anyone. You just get relaxed and you're like, oh, okay, whatever, we'll always be there, and it's not the case. So yeah, I think WWE could definitely go out of business, but I think they might pull a Dixie Carter where they have too much pride and not make profit and stay in business forever, and that would just be just as sad. Let's be honest, it would be just as sad. And I could see someone coming by. I think if a Mark Cuban ran a business, pro wrestling, with the passion that he does for the Mavs, I think he could easily make WWE go out of business. WWE is not invincible. Just they have a monopoly right now, but monopolies have fallen before. Do you want to add anything to that?
No, it can happen. Any business can go out of business if they make poor decisions. Don't think anybody is invincible. Don't think anybody is above it. Don't think that they can't, because they can't. They can absolutely go out of business in a heartbeat.
Miss Jackson says there are too many people on the roster to take all of them seriously. Yeah, but they also have a lot of television hours. They have a lot of television, and also a lot of the guys on the roster really don't wrestle. I see what you're saying, but I think with a good storyteller, I think you would care about all of them. And even if you didn't care about all of them on Raw, you could be like, wow, on NXT, I care about this guy. On Main Event, I care about this guy. You know, I think you could book a lot of them better. Now, do they have a lot of people? Yeah, but, you know, I don't think that's as big of a problem as them just being stuck in their ways. Booms, you want to add anything to Miss Jackson's comments?
No, you covered it.
All right, and Wrestling Rantin'. Guys, go check out his YouTube channel. He does a lot shorter and uses graphics and audio and video, and he's a good guy. Go check out his channel, Wrestling Rantin'. He does Monday Night Raw reviews and also does like longer shows about older events. So I always enjoy those. So yeah, go check out Wrestling Rantin', part of the internet inventory. And back in the day, before YouTube paid YouTubers, back in the day before YouTube became like a legit career option, people were a lot fucking cooler. Like, you could leave fucking video responses, people came on each other's shows. I'm an old man. I miss old YouTube. You know, I just miss it. Like, no one went, like, making fake accounts and fucking started talking shit on another account, and no one said, go fuck you, I'm not gonna help you. I don't know. Maybe I'm an old school YouTube hippie. I miss those days. I hope old school YouTube comes back. But yeah, go to Wrestling Rantin'. He does a great job. All right, let's see what Wrestling Rantin' has to say. Call me crazy. All right, crazy. But Bo Dallas stole the show entertainment-wise for me. Ziggler certainly best in ring. Sir, if you're crazy, I'm with you. I agree with everything. Everything you said, sir. Plus 1,000 points for you. All right, let's see. Is Wrestling Rantin' the last comment of the day? Yes, he is. Any comment after Wrestling Ranting, we will maybe do a Stump the Idiot or go down in the comments. Boom Boom did a Ring of Honor review. Go over and check it out. I know we don't do many Ring of Honor shows, but Boom Booms deserves a lot more views. It's even on our channel. And Boom Booms, there's people leaving comments. Well, one guy's leaving crazy amounts of comments, so go over there. I don't want to answer for you. So go over there and answer some of those comments. But yeah, he did a Ring of Honor review, and yeah, boom, boom. It talked 45 minutes. You did a great job. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. All right, there he goes. Look at that Barry Horowitz. Nice form on the Barry Horowitz. But yeah, so go check out Boom Boom's Ring of Honor review. We are hoping to do more and more shows. I really do like this YouTube stuff. For health reasons, I stay home, and I'm also a writer and take care of my kids. So I'm hoping to do a lot more YouTube shows. It's a lot of fun. So like, comment, subscribe, and go check out Wrestling Rantin', and go check out Boom Boom's Ring of Honor review. Just, Boom Boom, you did a good job, sir. You know what? More people need to see that. And it's sad because everyone begs us to do Ring of Honor, New Japan, and Indies, and we're going to get there. But it's hard when Boom Boom and me talk 45 minutes about Ring of Honor, or an hour of Indies, or an hour of New Japan stuff, and then you're 102 people saw it, and you're like, come on. Help us out. At least get those guys to the average. Let's get that Ring of Honor review to 500 views. Boom, boom. Thank you for doing the Ring of Honor review. We also did a weekend review with Rob, and we are hoping to do more shows. Booms, on air, breaking the fourth wall. Can we do a Fave 5 of our wrestlers of all time this week? Just me and you. Old school Fave 5.
Yeah, we can do one of those, and we're also going to have to do pay-per-view profits.
Oh, son of a biscuit. Pay-per-view profits. You won pay-per-view profits last time. You don't even watch TNA, and you won the TNA pay-per-view profits.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't talk about that on air. So, yeah, congratulations to you. All right, go to Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com. Jerry, David Cooey, Pablo are working their asses off, so hopefully one day we'll be good enough for your loyalty to come to our site. We are improving every day. We keep moving forward, Walt Disney style. We believe in it, so please go Kocosports.com, support the blog. Hopefully we just keep improving to your standards, and hopefully we keep adding more shows and growing the network. And we really appreciate you, the internet inventory / viewers. We really do. Thank you very much. And now listen, all right? It comes that time of day. Let's break it down. We have a T-shirt, and we know it's hard times. So we're going to beg you to buy a T-shirt, but only if you have like an extra $20. If you're like, oh my God, hard times, I can't afford a T-shirt, we understand. But if you're like, you know what, I like fat guys yelling into web cameras, I'd like to support those guys. Wow, that's a cool internet infantry shirt. Then go to Kocosports.com and buy a shirt. We'd really appreciate it. Like, I want to beg, but some people on YouTube and Kickstarter, they beg so much. You're like, damn, bro, hard times, bitch, don't go too far. We still love you if you don't buy a T-shirt, but yeah, it would be cool. And if you buy a T-shirt, we'll do a Stump the Idiot, a Q&A of any 5 questions you have. And trust me, we'll answer any 5 questions, especially me. All right. Booms! You got anything to say before we wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah, be sure to check us out at Kocosports.com. It's your home for all combat sports, which includes mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, and sumo wrestling. If you can get your nose broke doing it, man, we got you covered. So check us out. We're available 24/7 at Kocosports.com. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
All right, and all right, we got some live comments. Let's go some live comments. We're gonna sneak them in because we love the internet infantry. Mr. the King. No, Adam Rose made it a tie for me. That annoys me dearly. Bo Dallas starting to piss me off as well. Bro Kick is also fun to watch. All right, so no, Adam Rose made it a tie for me. That annoys me dearly. Bo Dallas starting to piss me off as well. What? I'm a believer, Mr. the King. And Bro Kick is also fun to watch. I don't know. Here's the thing with Sheamus. Boom Boom hates Sheamus more than I do. But I watched Sheamus in the Irish Independence. I've watched Sheamus in FCW. He's the only person that's gotten worse in his career. Like, every time he moves up, he gets of being a worse wrestler. But with that said, when he faked his injury and stayed in Europe too long, allegedly, he came back with hunger. So I think he's almost as good since the UK tour as he was when he was in the Independence. And when you say that, that's not a very good career for Sheamus. I used to love Sheamus. As you go watch Sheamus, Drew McIntyre in the Indies, they are fucking amazing. And Drew McIntyre was still amazing. He just didn't get his shine. But Sheamus, up until his injury, really, every step of his career, he got worse. So, yeah, there's my view on Sheamus. It's all over the place. Modern Warrior 24, thank you so much for leaving a comment. The guy with no hat, I'm sorry, I'm new subscriber. Completely agree. They aren't restocking. That's Boom Boom. Boom Boom, no hat. All right. They aren't restocking their guys like the Attitude Era. You had guys like The Rock, Stone Cold, Mankind, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. The Ruthless Aggression Era had Brock Lesnar, JBL, Batista, and Randy Orton. John Cena today, John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, Brock Lesnar, Daniel Bryan, and The Rock. Notice more were part-timers because all we has been doing the last 4 years is pushing part-timers. John Cena and Orton are also getting old. Who do we have that is fresh and is WWE Championship material? Roman Reigns, Cesaro, Damian Bryan. Everyone else isn't being utilized. And the thing is, I'm going to steal this because you son of a bitch. The guy with the hat has feelings. The list of guys, fuck Randy Orton and John Cena and Batista. That was the worst time wrestling. But let's talk Attitude Era. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Rock, Stone Cold, even Bret Hart a little bit. What they did that this generation doesn't, they helped put each other over. Bret Hart passed the torch. Stone Cold passed the torch. Everyone helped get each other over. You could throw Jericho in there. During the Attitude Era, it was about getting everyone over and competing with WCW. Now there's no competition, and it's not. They've made their own bed. If John Cena helped put people over, Randy Orton helped put people over. But in John Cena's defense, a lot of people just fucking left. Like, I'm out. Peace. All right. Bam. I think that's it. Oh, and Street Dude. Everyone gets old and lazy except Google. They're on some world domination organization shit. Yeah, Google is pretty amazing. But Google makes some mistakes. They make some mistakes. But yeah, Google is the hot commodity. They're like, even Apple is dropping. But yeah, Google is doing some crazy good shit and hopefully keeps growing. But my whole thing is Google, because Google's watching, of course. Google watches every single fucking YouTube video ever. My thing is Google, remember, don't be evil. Too many times Google is evil. Google only cares about money and that's it. And I understand that, but don't go around saying, oh, don't be evil. You can't be don't be evil. Oh, well, we're going to be fucking evil. All right, this got off topic fast, so go to Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much, Internet Infantry. We'll be back tomorrow with main event review, and most likely this week we got 2 shows with Boom Boom Fave 5 Pro Wrestlers of All Time by request and pay-per-view profits. Make sure to get your picks in on that show. Boom Boom I know you got work tomorrow, and I love you. I'm sorry it went a little too long.
Thank you for keeping me up.
No problem. Anyway, some more live comments. No, just kidding. Boom Boom's back to kill me. All right. I love you all. And with that, I am over. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.